त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्यो मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good afternoon. How are you all? Keep doing well. How did you celebrate the festival? Did you worship the Divine Mother? Oh. Today we shall see something about faith. Please see page number 43. History of the world is the history of human who had faith in themselves. That faith calls out the divinity within. You can do anything. You fail only when you do not strive sufficiently to manifest infinite power. As soon as a man or nation loses faith, death comes. The history of the world is the history of human women who had faith in themselves. Not everybody creates history. We all end up reading history. We read somebody else greatness, somebody else life story. So if you have a desire to create history, what you need to have, the one virtue, one quality. Somebody says that you need to have faith in yourself. So what happens if you get that faith in yourself? That helps you to manifest your divinity to the fullest extent. Vivekananda would say again and again, all perfection is in every human being. The difference between one human being and another human being is only in the degree of manifestation. In some, it finds a greater expression, in some, it finds a lesser expression. In people whom it finds the greatest expression, they would create history automatically. For example, Buddha, Christ, Vivekananda, Shankara. The greatest manifestation of divinity took place. All the power actually welled up and manifested from within only. It didn't come from outside. For nobody, actually, the power ever would come from outside. It's always there inside. It's coiled up, it's latent, it's dormant. You have to manifest it, you have to express it. So, how you do that? The Swamiji says one technique is have faith in yourself. It's possible with me, I can do anything and everything. Nothing is impossible to me. As physical bodies, we are not all powerful. We all know that, right? And also as a mind, also we are not all powerful. But behind these two, there is that infinite, all-powerful dimension of our personality, which is soul or consciousness, which is there now, but it is so hidden. It is so dormant. We don't experience it. It's not in our awareness, that's all as yet. For that, yoga is required. Sadhana is required. Practice is required. Swamiji is saying here, as soon as a man or nation loses faith, death comes. When an individual loses faith in himself or herself, that's all. You have defeated yourself. A nation loses faith in itself, you have defeated yourself. The nation will die sooner or later. That's what happened to history in India, if you look at our past. So before independence, things were not in our control. Post-independence, what we have been doing for the last 70 years, you just see, imitating other civilizations. What is imitation? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. What you are saying is you are great. If you are imitating somebody, means you are saying that you are great, the other person is great. Right? If you have any originality, you will never imitate. When you are imitating somebody, you are saying that you are great, that's why actually I adopt your way. That's what we have done in the last 70 years in this country. But Vivekananda would say that that's what actually, the wrong thing that has happened in this country. See, Western societies are basically materialistic societies. Their idea of life is happiness has to be gotten from outside. To get happiness through money or material things. Happiness is not within, happiness is outside of us. Eastern societies are basically spiritual societies, subjective societies. We have understood the nature of life, that happiness is a state of mind, and nothing to do with the possessions that you have. So that's why we have concentrated and focused more on the subjective side. Swamiji says, in India, we would try to prove how little a man can possess, a woman can possess, with how little we can live. That's what we have been trying to prove, or perfect as it were. Whereas in the West, how much I can possess. Okay, if you become a billionaire, society looks at you in awe and respect, right? So there is competition. Everybody wants to become a billionaire. All may not become, but in the process, what happens? There will be competition, there will be corruption, there will be greed, there will be exploitation. If not direct, indirect exploitation happens, right? You will not become a Christ, or you will not become a Buddha, a man of extraordinary love, a man of extraordinary compassion. You will never become. When you are in competition with others, you will try to exploit them whenever you have an opportunity because you want to become a billionaire or a trillionaire. I'm not saying that everybody has exploited, then only you will become a billionaire, not like that. But there will be definitely competition kills the kindliness of the heart, Vivekananda would say. The competition makes your heart, it becomes harder. The kindness, compassion, all the softer feelings will get evaporated. And as soon as a nation or individual loses faith in himself or herself, the death actually is in sight, you can say. So that's why Swamiji says, the flash of the lightning is intensely bright, but only for a moment. He has warned, he has cautioned us. Don't imitate anybody else. Okay? Go to your roots. India is a 10,000-year-old civilization. You have your ideals. Those ideals are not at all inferior ideals. Great ideals you have taken up. You have tried to perfect them as much as you could the last 10,000 years. You have made a great experiment. So don't go back. And he said that you can't make the Ganga flow back to its source. Yours is a spiritual culture. Hold on to that spirituality. The whole world will be thirsting for it. Will be looking for it. So even now war is happening. You just look at it, all the Second World War, First World War, all the wars that have happened in the last 150 years in the world, they have happened because of greed and because of materialism only. And those societies, they project themselves as the most advanced of civilized societies. War is a proof that you are not civilized as yet. You're still a barbarian. Okay? Man killing another man, human being killing another human being with such sophisticated weapons and justifying in the name of geographical borders, in the name of this and that and culture, any justification is not valid. When you are out to kill your own fellow human being, and that you consider yourself a civilized human being, it's a clear proof that civilization has not actually has come. Vivekananda would say the same thing. So when the great civilization will come, when you hold on to spirituality, because you don't have to be in competition with others, then you will be able to love others. You'll have some consideration for others. And so much so that if you look at our culture, we had produced people like Shibi Chakravarti, Dadichi, Chimutavahana. Shibi was ready to give up his life for the sake of a bird. Chimutavahana was ready to give up his life for the sake of a snake. To save the life of a snake, the king was ready to give up his body. Such exceptional and extraordinary human beings we alone could produce. That's why Swamiji again and again would say that hold on to your ideals. Your country is great, your civilization is great, your cultural roots are great, and hold on to these things and help others also acquire these things so that a great civilization can be created. A human civilization can be created. So be of good cheer for having been born in this country, India, your motherland. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon.